The Shadow of the Bell Tower. The Printer. First episode. Written by Stefano Vignaroli. Narrated by Luis Cruz. Published by TekTime. Preface. Jesi won't look the same when you read The Printer, the first episode of the trilogy, The Shadow of the Bell Tower, the last novel written by Stefano Vignaroli. It tells the parallel events of the young and fascinating archivist Lucia Baldeschi and her homonymous ancestor who lived 500 years before. To tie everything, there is a mystery and traces hidden in the stones, architecture, and historical texts of the city. A fascinating and hypnotic novel. Without realizing it, the reader ends up assuming the scholar's point of view, in whose eyes streets and buildings lose their austere and detached beauty to become solemn witnesses of a gloomy past. Secret passages, woods infested with brigands, brave warriors and ruthless mercenaries, presumed witches and defenseless damsels, high prelates and friars, nobles and plebeians. They are those who populate and animate the action in a constant crescendo of tension, in which the places are not the background, but become an integral and evocative part of a compelling narrative. A historical novel in every sense, above all for the author's ability to bring back to life the customs and traditions of our entire society, that of Jesi. Yesterday, as today, it is rich in virtues, but not without defects and cowardice, to which no one, not even the protagonist, though authentic and true, will be immune. Marco Torcoletti. Introduction. After publishing 3 thriller police genre novels, I found it almost impossible to approach the historical novel, but my passion for the history of my city has triggered the right spring in me to tackle this new work. It's obvious that characters and facts, while taking inspiration from truly documented historical events, are largely pure fantasy. I have deliberately left the names of places and important Jesi families unchanged, just to make the narrative as plausible as possible. If I have succeeded in my intention, which is that of every writer, to interest the reader and keep him glued to the pages of the book until the last word, the public will judge it. I have done my best, and to the readers the task of judging. The story takes place in Jesi during the Renaissance, rich in art and culture, where new and sumptuous palaces are rising on the ruins of the ancient Roman city. The young Lucia Baldeschi is the granddaughter of an evil cardinal, weaver of obscure plots aimed at centralizing both temporal and ecclesiastical power in his own hands. Lucia, a girl with a strong intelligence, becomes a friend of a printer, Bernardino, with whom she shared a passion for the revival of the arts, sciences, and culture, which are characterizing the period throughout Italy. She will find herself caught between the duty to obey her uncle, who made her grow up and educate in the palace in the absence of her parents, and the passionate love for Andrea Franciolini, son of the people's captain and designated victim of the Cardinal's tyranny. The story is also told through the eyes of Lucia Balleani, a young scholar descendant of the noble family. In 2017, exactly 500 years after the events, she discovered ancient documents in the family palace and reconstructed the complex history of which traces had been lost. Stefano Vignaroli. Chapter 1. Magic is not witchcraft. Paracelsus. Bernardino knew well that he lived in times when it was really dangerous to give the press a text without having obtained the ecclesiastical imprimatur. If, moreover, the text was blasphemous and offensive to the official church, spreading doctrines contrary to it, one risked the burning not only of the printed books, but also of the author and the publisher. His print shop in Via delle Botteghe was fine. The 16th century had just begun, and Bernardino had made himself known as a printer throughout Italy, for having replaced mobile wooden printing fonts with lead ones, which were much more resistant and durable. With the same stereotype, he was able to print 1,000 copies against the 300 that his predecessors of the German school printed with the wooden stereotypes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?